Hello, my name is Nicholas and I'm a happy teacher. What's the matter? Today is a special day because it's the last... Now what? Je suis triste. If you're sad, be sad in English, otherwise no one can understand you. I'm sad. That's better. So yes, it's the last episode of Teaching Around the World. This is a collaborative tale between three teachers, life in Poland in Australia, emerging educator in the US, and myself, a happy teacher, a true story from France. The point of these videos is sharing our point of views about teaching in our countries. So if you're new to this channel, and it might be the case because I have a lot of new subscribers lately, feel free to check the other videos that I made. Because each month, from August until now, we shared our thoughts on different topics concerning education. So there's a lot to watch. Might be interesting. We talk about money, classroom management, education, what does it take to be a teacher in our country, everything, every aspect of it. So it's really interesting. Holidays too. This last episode is like a reflection about all this series. If you have watched this series and if you want to do it, please feel free to do it. Everyone is welcome. Venez. So let's get into it. 1. Based on the answers from the series, what are the main differences about teaching in your country compared with others? So the main difference is that in France we are civil servants and it has a lot of consequences. First of all, we have to pass a competitive exam in order to be a teacher. As I have said in previous videos, it's about 15% who pass. Second thing, we don't choose where we want to teach. You can do a list from the number 1 area to the less to number 10 area where you want to teach. But if you're a young teacher, you don't have a lot of points, so you don't choose where you want to teach. So this is something quite different. You go where you are told to. For example, I lived in Bordeaux, which is southern west of France, and I was told to teach next to Paris, but not Paris, next to Paris, so I had to move all the way up to Paris. And no, my first year it was in Orléans, close to Orléans, Montargis. You have never heard of it. So it's far away from where I live. It's about, I don't know, 600 or 700 kilometers from where I live. I say, go and teach there. All right. You can't choose. Another thing is that as we have passed the competitive exam, we don't have to interview for a job. We have the job. You know that you will have the job, but you don't choose where you go. So there's no interview for that. And we are all paid the same way, which I have told already in the video about money, the cost of being a teacher in France. I hope that I'm clear, because I haven't written all the sentences that I'm saying right now. These are the main differences. 2. What are the similarities? You know, the job is the same. You've got one grown-up and a bunch of kids. They are different ages, but it's basically the same. So we're all teachers. We do this mostly for the same purposes, because we love our subject, or we love teaching, or we love the kids, the relationships, And for me, it's all about relationships that I have with the students, the way we talk to each other, the way that I try to improve their skills. It's mostly about it. My subject is not my passion, as strange as it may seem, because, I'm interested in a lot of things. I'm not just a science teacher. I read a lot. I write a lot. So it's not just about science. It's more than that. It's about relationship. And I think that we all have this in common. I wouldn't say the love, but we care for other people. So we care and we share. I guess that's it. That's the common core between teachers. It's that. And the love of teaching, the love of learning too. Because we are long life learners too. And the passion and the commitment. 3. What are you most proud of regarding your country's education system? What I'm really proud of is that we are really highly chosen thanks to the competitive exam. Because of it, I don't know. But we are good in our subject. We're good at this. So this is something that I'm proud of, because teachers in France, that they know what they are talking about. And it's a public system, so there are private schools, but I won't talk about it, and there aren't a lot of them, but it's a public system, so we welcome every kid, wherever the kids come from. We take care of them, whether they are rich or not. We take care of them, and we give the same education to every kid. And we try to give the best education for every kid. So it's something national, and all the kids have the opportunity to be given a great education. That's something that I'm really proud of. Yeah, that's it. The guy is thinking that, 4, and there are not a lot of questions. If you could change anything about your country's education system, what would it be? Why? Pourquoi? Something that I would change. It would be that, how can I say it? And I might have some problems saying this. It's because it's the whole system. So you've got this competitive exam, and when you've got it for life, for good. You've got it for good, and you can't be fired. So it's something we have. It's a big thing. It's important because we choose to be paid less, but we have job security. So this is important. That's a lot. I'm serious. Serious face. But with that, sometimes you get really comfortable in your teaching. I mean that as you can't be fired, and we've got a step system for a salary, and more or less you go at the same pace, whether you're a good teacher or not that good. More or less, of course, you can go quicker, but not that quicker. Well, whatever. So you can be comfortable, and if you're in a easy school, when you're not challenged, you can do the same lessons again and again, years after years, without trying to improve, because there are no PD. There is no PD, compulsory PD. You can have a whole career without doing any professional development, and that's not good. How can you improve as a teacher if you don't have any professional development? So this is something that I would change. I know if you make it compulsory, people will go, but they won't take anything from it at first. But you know, it should be compulsory at some point, and we are just advised to do so. So really, that's not something good, because you can't teach today. I am a 17-year teacher, and I can't teach right now the way that I taught 17 years earlier. Kids have changed, the world have changed. So it's not the same at all. Whereas knowledge was still a priority in 2001, right now, as knowledge is aware on the internet, knowledge is not the most important thing. What you do with knowledge, how you use it, how you can collaborate, how you can differentiate what is right of what is fake news is more important, because the information is everywhere. So you really need to have a critical thinking, and this is more important. So because knowledge is everywhere, so what's the point into learning so many details when you can find it in a minute? So well, it's a change of paradigm. It's a change of things, and no, not everyone has seen that. I don't say that knowledge doesn't matter. It does matter a lot, but it's not the core of our education right now. And some teachers maybe don't want to see that and don't want to change, and it's a bummer. So professional development is something. And second thing is observations in France. They are scarce. You know, as I've told in the observation video, I've been observed 4 times. And you know, 17 years, 4 times, that's not a lot. So if you want to have some feedback, how can you do it? Our principals don't come into our classrooms for observations. It's the inspector, a real person whose job is to work on pedagogy and teaching skills, and they come really not often. So you know, so this is something that I would change, and I would take the Australian observation system, in which peers come to see you teaching and gives you some feedback. This is awesome, and we should do that in France too. Go and see how other teachers teach, to take from it and to give some feedback and advice. That would be great. But it's not the philosophy right now. It's not the mindset. I think we should do that. And this is what I tried to do this year, because, you know, there were 2 principals from primary school that came into my classroom, and yeah, we tried to change it. We tried, but communicate, collaborate. Once again, that's it. 5 final thoughts. You know, it isn't written at all, just coming from here to you. But final thoughts. Internet is a great thing. I just couldn't imagine having so many connections with you guys from the other side of the screen, you know, from all around the world, doing this. From the very first video, or my second video, I don't remember, I had first Elisa from Emerging Educator. She came to me, oh, do you want to do a collaboration? Well, okay, all right. And then Imagine from Cafu Poland, she wrote something great, and I was like, yeah, do you want to collaborate? Yeah, sure, we should do something together, the 3 of us. So we began to email each other and brainstorming a bit about doing this thing all the school year through. So this is what we did, and we have done it. Elisa came with the questions of each month, so she did a great job writing all these questions. And as she is an emerging educator, she wasn't able to do all the series because, you know, when you're a young teacher, a first year teacher, it's always challenging and it's always a lot of jobs. So I know she will do the last video, that's okay. And really that's okay, because we all know, we all have been through this. The first year is really challenging and you don't have a lot of time to yourself. So good job, Elisa, with the question. And yeah, we had a lot of teachers, 18, I guess, teachers from all around the world talking with passion about what it is like to teach in their countries. So this was really interesting. From Europe, Australia, the United States, Brazil, Canada, Belgium, United Kingdom, it's always amazing. So to finish, because I think that my battery might die, so I will say thank you to all of this amazing teacher. Brendan Skenga from Senora Spanish Sport, Glitter and Jam, Juliana Melo, Kelly's Channel, Kylie's Adventures, Malvin B, Miss Great Teacher, Mr. Colbert's teaching, Jamina Colbert, his wife, teaching with Dom, Renan Bloom, Queen de la Classroom, Talking Chalk, Teacher Latte Teaching, Teacher Inspiration Station, The Buddy Zone, The Caffeinated Classroom, The Spanglish Maestra, Tracy's Primary Pandemonium, and One Happy Teacher. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being part of this big family. It means a lot to us, to me. And thank you, Emma Jane. Thank you, Elisa, for reaching out for me to do this collaboration. We have done something special. We've done something we can be proud of, and I hope that you're proud too. Thank you, girls. I love you. We'll see you next time in this channel. Subscribe if you haven't already. A thumbs up for all this work, from all of these people. You will find the link in the description box of all the videos from all this great teacher community. Thanks a lot. See you next time. À bientôt.